Hello, my dear students. We have very little time left before our tests, but I have a few nice tips for you that will help you to understand a little bit more about countable and uncountable nouns and about quantifiers, few, little, a few, a little. Today, we have our last series of webinars for our English language students. And today I wanted to share with you some information which is going to be useful for your test. To find out more about different quantifiers, such as some, many, much, a lot of, and so on, you can check out the previous videos made by my colleague Inna Jaruk. And today we will discuss the last section of quantifiers, and we will practice a little bit more with countable and uncountable nouns. I will share my presentation with you. We will have a look at some rules, and we will also practice with some exercises. Our webinar is an interactive activity, so you will need some paper, pen or a pencil, to write down some information, to make some notes, and to do the exercises. It's very important. After this 25-30 minutes practice, you will become real English language experts. Let's get started. Just a moment, small technical problem. Okay, good. So now the presentation is here, and countable or uncountable nouns. That is so nice to remember the difference between them. And quantifiers, few, a few, little, a little. Well, you all know by now that few and little mean small quantity of something, not a lot of something. So first of all, let's refresh what are countable nouns. Countable is because we can count them. For example, a cat. There is one cat or three cats. Which one do you like? The one which is wearing a hat or the other three? My colleague likes the other three cats. Me, I like the one which is wearing a hat. You choose which one you like. Talking about uncountable nouns, we obviously cannot count them. For example, water. One water, two waters. No, it's just water. It's endless because it's a substance. Some examples of uncountable nouns include some abstract nouns, nouns of feelings, nouns of art, and so on. Let's have a look. Music, art, love, happiness. Advice, please be attentive. In English language, advice is uncountable. It's endless. If you want to use advice as a countable noun, you need to show the amount of advice. For example, a piece of advice. Information is uncountable. News, it's also uncountable. Furniture is uncountable. Be attentive. A chair, a table, a sofa, this is countable. But furniture in general, you cannot calculate it. Be very attentive. Luggage, also uncountable. You can count bags, suitcases, and so on, but luggage in general, no. Rice, you cannot count it. Sugar, butter, water, electricity, gas, power, and of course, money. Be attentive about that, guys. Money is uncountable, though we all like counting money. But what is that we count in reality? We count notes, we count coins, or we count grivnas, for example. I have 200 grivnas in my pocket, but you don't say I have 200 money in my pocket. And currency, it's also uncountable, the word currency. Good. So, talking about countable nouns, we can use numbers with countable nouns. For example, 1 book, 2 cats, but we cannot count milk or money. We can count bottles of milk or liters of milk, grivnas, dollars, and so on. Remember that. So 1 bottle of milk, 5 grivnas, and so on. Talking about singular and plural forms. Countable nouns can have both singular and plural forms. A candy is tasty, and candies are tasty. But uncountable nouns like water and sugar, they don't have plural form. That is why you say water is important, money is important, sugar is important, or sugar is not healthy, you can say so. But there is no plural form. Again, countable nouns have both singular and plural. Uncountable do not have plural forms. Good. Okay, so now we're going to practice, and you will need your papers and pens. Your job is to distribute, to complete a little table with countable and uncountable nouns from the list that I will show you immediately. So, milk, rice, egg, melon. Please write down what is what. Countable in one section, uncountable a different section. Plum, pineapple, cheese, tomato. Distribute. Countable, uncountable. The next section. Wine, banana, salt, cucumber. Countable or uncountable? The next one. Coffee, juice, cupcake, sugar. Countable or uncountable? And the next one. Tea, ham, bread, oil, butter. Countable or uncountable? And finally, money, information, advice, chair. Countable or uncountable? Make your decisions. And in a moment, you will find out the answers. Ready for the answers? Let's check. Okay, please check out your lists. I hope you have the same. Okay, I hope you have checked and we can move on. So, when we have a small amount of something, we use quantifiers as well. When you have a lot of something, you also use quantifiers, but when you have a small amount of something, you also use quantifiers. Quantifiers, you remember, it's a part of speech which is not numbers, but it helps you identify at least approximately the amount. You cannot say one or two or 100 or 1000, but you can imagine the quantity. So the quantifiers that we can use for small amounts of countable nouns are few and a few, for uncountable, little and a little. So what is the difference between them? Why do we use one without any article and another one with the article? Well, it really depends on whether you are happy with what you have or not. Is it enough for you, what you have in your hands or not? Please look at the pictures, study the examples, and decide in which case the person is happy and in which case the person is unhappy. So, if we look at our girls, we can clearly see that a little flower for Carol is more than enough. She is happy. She can make a cake. A little. A little flower is uncountable. Yes, flower is uncountable. Jane has got little flour or even very little flour. She can't make a cake. Obviously, she is unhappy. Little without an article. It's not enough. The same situation with countable nouns. A few strawberries for Carol means that she can make some jam. She's happy. A few strawberries. Positive. Jill has got very few strawberries. She can't make any jam. Few or even very few. It's negative. Look at her, she's unhappy. Few strawberries without an article. It's not enough for you. So that is this little difference. That is this little rule. Can you imagine a little article, a small part of speech, but it makes a really big difference in your day, in your mood, and in your life? So again, just a little summary for you, a little bit of summary. Study this example. A few and a little means that the speaker is happy because there is some. It's better than nothing. You see? I'm happy because I have a few eggs or a few books. I have a few friends or a few potatoes or something. I also have a little milk and a little bread, which is already enough for me. When I'm not happy, the speaker isn't happy because there is not enough, we normally say few and little. I have few friends and I have little coffee. There is not enough for you and for me. Probably that is why I have few friends, because there is never enough coffee or any other food. I hope this information is clear for you and you studied these examples, and you will remember that a few, a little always mean a happy face. Few and little mean slightly unhappy faces, and you need to change something in your life. Let's move on. Good. So this information will probably be useful for a slightly more senior students. Yes. Again, I will repeat that a few and a little means small amount, but it's enough. Look, let's go out tonight, John says. And Lucy says, okay, I have a little money, enough for the cinema at least. I'm a happy person, even with a small amount of money, with a little money. Little and few usually give a different impression. It means that a small amount is present as well, but this time the amount is almost nothing, and I don't appreciate it. There is no value for me. So if the noun is something desirable, something that you want, like money or friends, everybody wants it, then if you use little or few, means that you don't have enough, you are not happy. Let's go out tonight, John says again, and Lucy says, sorry, I have little money. I really can't afford to go out. It's not enough. But please remember, stylistically, if you use few or little with a noun that you don't want, then the sentence changes its mood. It becomes somewhat positive. Look at the example. Because it's very good when you almost have no problems. Yes, it's almost nothing. So there have been few problems with the new system, thankfully. Yes, you are happy because problems, it's not what you want. So when there is few or little, you are happy. Lucy, luckily, there is little crime in my town. Again, little crime, it means almost no crimes. I'm happy. I'm so pleased that I have few arguments with my family. Again, arguments, you don't want them. So, okay, from time to time they happen, but not so often. Few arguments. And it's great that there's been very little bad weather this month, which is not true about our weather, but we can imagine little bad weather this month. It means almost always there was sun shining. I hope this information is clear for you and you can start the practice. So I will project you 10 sentences. I will give you 2-3 minutes to choose little or a little, a few or few. After that, we will check. You will work individually. In 3 minutes, I will be back and I will show you the answers. For example, I have water left. There is enough to share. Enough to share, it means I'm happy. So I have a little water left. There is enough to share. So that is the example of your analysis. Let's begin. Okay, guys, I'm back, and I believe now we can check the answers. Let's have a look at them. So, I have a little water left. It was our example. I have a few good friends, so I'm not lonely. He has little education. Number 4, there are few people. It's a bit sad. Number 5, we've got a little time. Enough for us to meet. 6, Julie gave us a few apples. She has little self-confidence. That is why there are a lot of troubles talking to new people. There are few women politicians. Many people think there should be more. Number 9. It's a great pity, but hospital has little medicine. They can't help many people. Very unlucky situation. And number 10. I've got a few cakes to give away. Would you like one? Me? I would like one. Let's move on, shall we? And one more section. Again, I will show you the sentences. You will have 3-4 minutes to complete the same procedure. You will see that the next 10 sentences will be much better. So let's start our practice. Okay, guys, I hope you are ready. And let's check the answers. So, there is a little milk left. Should be enough for our coffee. Happy. Few children go to university, unfortunately. So, few children. Number 13. I have a few books. If you would like to borrow them, it's good news for you. She's lucky. She has few problems. I hope you remember this information. When you have few of something that you don't want, you are lucky. London has little sunshine in winter. That's why so many British people go on holidays to sunny places, and so many of them drink a lot. There's a little spaghetti left. Shall we eat it tonight? I'm so happy and optimistic about my food storage. There are few programs that I want to watch, so I prefer to download a film or read a book, which I believe is also true for you. He has a little free time. He hardly ever manages to call his mother. 19. Unfortunately, I have a few problems at the moment. You see, a few problems, for me, it means unfortunately. Again, the same principle that I explained to you before. And finally, there is a little juice left, so it's good news for you in case you are thirsty. Okay, guys, I'm back to the studio. I hope this information was useful for you and you managed to practice with these nice quantifiers and remember the principles of countable and uncountable nouns. I wish you to have a good summer and I wish you good luck with your tests. Have a nice summer. Have a nice future. See you soon.